Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the new video on the Casual Racing Game Mode. Today, we talk about iRacing and how awesome the online gameplay is, but one thing no one ever talks about is there is AI racing in iRacing, and it is actually really good. Now, we know GT7, I recently did videos on their AI Sophy 2.0, which is supposed to be like next level AI opponents in racing, but I was not impressed with it. I know a lot of you guys gave me Give me a little feedback on that, thinking I was a little maybe too critical on it, but I did not enjoy Sophy 2.0. I don't think it was good. Sure, they might have been a little smarter, but it was very easy to go from 11th to 2nd place in 3 laps. Even after spinning out on the track the last lap, I was still able to catch up to the whole pack and finish the 2nd place. That was a disappointment for me, right? If we want to do AI racing, and I know people have said AI racing is for like, oh, it's not really for the good drivers. It's for like, lower level drivers. That's not true. If you want to put a good AI racing in a game, it should be for all levels of racing, especially if you're going to pick the high level. So we're going to hop into iRacing. We're going to hit Daytona road track. I'm going to be driving a GT4 car. Now, I haven't done road really in iRacing, so all my road racing skills are coming from actually GT7. So we're going to see how it transitions to iRacing and AI against AI racing. I'm putting myself in P11, just like Sophy 2.0 puts you in GT7. So we're going to hop into Daytona road course. One thing to know here, we also have AI racing. I know they just supposedly they upgraded it for Automobilista 2. I haven't had a chance to check it out there. But I think when it comes to AI opponents, I think they should handle well. They should race you good, and it shouldn't be easy to overtake, especially when you move the level of their playing up. Now, the cool thing with iRacing, and you can actually choose how high of the field you want to be from a percentage. They go from like all different levels, and you can range it from lower to high, or really low to really high, or all high. And you can do pro up to alien. So they give you a really good range of different drivers. So it's not all like the same type of driver. You can do a whole range of drivers. So here you can see the level that I have chosen. And let's see a quick 3-lap race. And again, people know iRacing as online game, but I think their AI opponents in their game I think it's great. I actually think they actually have a really good single player AI mode, although I do not play it often, but you can set up like a season. You can do so much with it. You don't just have to do one race. You can actually set up a season of different tracks and everything that'll keep scoring all of that. I haven't done it, but let's just hop into this race and see how the AI actually races here.
3 laps.
All right, guys, so here we go. So I chose Daytona road course because this is a track I have a huge issue with in GT7, where in VR and PSVR 2, the car locks to the horizon. And this track, because of the high banking turns, is the strangest feeling when you're racing in VR. The actual car and actual track rotate around you while you feel like you're looking straight. The car actually banks around you, and it's the most weirdest feeling. They say they do it to avoid dizziness, but I actually think I don't get dizziness from VR, but I actually think if you did, when a car unnaturally moves around you, would make you feel much more dizzy than when the car naturally banks where it should bank. So in iRacing, on the Quest 3 and VR, any VR headset, the banking feels normal. It doesn't make you question what's going on. In GT7 on PSVR 2, I questioned, especially the first time, I thought my headset was broken, the way that it actually acts. So I really hope we get it fixed there. But that's why I chose this track. I wanted to feel the banking on the Quest 3 because I haven't played it since playing PSVR 2 at Daytona, and it's just natural feeling. There's no questioning what's going on. It just feels like it should feel. Where in PSVR 2 on GT7, you question what the heck's going on. But here it is, AI racing. Quest 3, 100% recommend the headset at $500. I think it is probably the best headset in that price range. There's nothing that's going to touch it. And the quality for me is outstanding at the price point that you're spending on for this headset. So going into turn 1, now we do have the highest level of pro set at 90. And then obviously we went to some cars below that. We're starting in P11. Now you can go from 91, I believe, to 100. The rating is aliens. But we didn't go to alien level. We just stayed at the top level of pro. And then lower as well, where I kind of fit in probably to the lower end of the AI opponent skill level that I chose. But here you go. You can see the cars racing, nice racing. really close together. We're on the outside here, coming in to this left-hander. Gonna go into the high banking point again in VR. This feels supernatural in iRacing on mostly any PC sim. It's gonna feel natural in the banking where nothing really feels out of place or strange, because if you're in a car and you're going on a banking, you rotate with the car. It's just a natural thing that's gonna happen. In GT7, it's not a natural thing that happens, and I think it's a shame that we are not getting an update there. And the reason why I keep comparing to GT7 is because I play a lot of GT7. I love the game. I'm not loyal to any one game. I'm not loyal to PC sim racing. I'm not loyal to console racing. I play what I enjoy, and I really enjoy GT7, and that's what I've been playing a lot. But coming into iRacing, I still love iRacing. It is still my favorite PC sim, and I think that the AI here, as you can see in this race, they race really well. They race close. They make moves. They defend. They go offensive, and the level of their racing is good. In GT7, we have this Sophy 2.0 being sold to us as the next gen of AI racing, and to me, AI racing isn't how hard you make the opponents. It's how good they race, how clean they race, how natural they race. Yes, they made Sophy 1.0 at the level of impossible to beat and to go up against the world champions. Now, just making AI racing the hardest thing to beat, to me, isn't making a good AI opponent. You want it to be at your skill level. You want to have a good race. This race for me in iRacing at Daytona feels to me like I was in a regular race, how cars would react if I was racing a daily race in GT7. Where you start, it's really hard to move up a lot of places when you're with cars around your skill level. They're all going to kind of be driving around your skill level, and you're going to kind of, unless things happen or cars wreck, you're probably going to stay around that same spot, and not easily pass cars that qualify in front of you because they're usually faster. So as you can see in this race, that's kind of what is happening here. We kind of sit around the same place where we start as we're driving, unless we drive super good, running really good lap times to catch the cars in front. We're going to kind of settle in where we are. We're going to drive close to the cars in front of us, and cars behind us are going to be running pretty close to us as well. And that's what I actually feel in GT7 when I'm racing against real opponents. And that's the thing with AI opponents, is you want them to feel like you're racing against real other players. You want it to be as realistic to racing a real person, except you're not. You're racing an AI opponent, but you want it to feel like a race where it's that challenging. You don't want something easy. You don't want something that just, I can start in the back and hit first place in one lap every single race. Like, that's not how you want to race. That's not, to me, that's not good AI racing. So here we are, coming around. We're gonna be hitting turn 1 again, and you can see we're still running where we kind of are. The cars right by the car in front of us, the cars in back are on our tail. They're running close. They're not just passing us like crazy. We're not just passing cars in front of us. We're all running pretty consistent, same quality laps. Let's talk about, we are in a GT4 car. I am driving the Porsche. As far as driving physics are concerned, I haven't done a lot of road since doing road in GT7. I've mentioned this in a lot of my past videos, and if you see my past videos, I only did oval racing in iRacing, and that's really the only type of racing I did until moving to GT7, where I actually learned how to do road racing, and I started driving GT3 cars, GT4 cars. Coming into iRacing, racing a GT4 car, it feels grip-wise and just driving-wise, to me, it feels very similar to driving in GT7. I think it's the closest similarity, as opposed to when I try racing in Automobilista 2 or try racing in ACC even. I feel like this in iRacing, I feel like it's very close to the handling, to the grip. It was kind of transitioning from one to the other, felt kind of natural, where some of the other games, I feel like the car is a lot easier to lose. I feel like in iRacing, you did have really good grip here. I didn't feel like I couldn't push the car. I was definitely able to push the car. Again, coming into the high banking turn here, we have a car on our tail. He's driving right up to us, getting in our slipstream. Is he going to be able to pull on side of us and pass us? He's going up to the high end. We're going to sit on the inside. We are going to come up to the finish line, and he is going to be able to pass us. We're going to fall behind him, and he does pass that line before us. So, you know, there you can see good race, good quality race. I wasn't able to just run up from 11th place to second place out of nowhere. It just felt like a really good race against really good opponents. Now, of course, we can adjust the top level of racers, right? I had it at 90% at the highest level of pro. I could have dropped that down, and I love that we have that gauge that we can go from, you know, 60 to 70%, 65 to 90. We can have a whole range of different level cars. I just really think that iRacing has a really good computer opponent single player mode. Unfortunately, and this is what kills iRacing for single player drivers, is the pricing is really ridiculous in iRacing. You need to buy a lot of the tracks, you need to buy a lot of the cars, and it ends up costing you a lot of money. And that's the problem with iRacing, is people don't want to spend that much money. But anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit of racing right here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumb it up, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. We out of here. Peace.